Welcome back to Craps University, your home for mastering the game of craps. Today, we're going to talk about something I see a lot, but that is making place bets before the come out roll, and should you. There's people, I do it sometimes when I'm winning, I want to get the action, and with the action on the come out, there's risk, okay? The immediate thing that I say, the risk that I see is on a come out, and let's say you got the 6 and 8 placed, the 7, of course, can take that down. But you're risking a lot because 7 is the most frequently rolled number in the game. So you could lose all of that and technically not even be in action because a point's not set by a 7. They would come out again. Would you want to replenish these? Probably not. So it is risky. You can do it when you're winning, no problem. Just make sure that the dealer knows what you're doing. And we'll walk through a lot of some of the things that you should and shouldn't do. So we all know the game of craps starts with that come out roll when the puck is off, okay? Usually they put the puck there, but it's closer to where I'm standing. That's just why I leave it right there. When the shooter rolls the dice to establish a point, and the roll is either 7 or 11, that means that line is going to get paid, okay? If you had these two bets placed, again, I'm kind of repeating myself. 7 hits, you get paid there, but these two are gone. Okay? That's probably not appetizing, but you've got to protect against that 7. And like I said, you can do that only when you're ahead. So most everybody waits until a point's established. Like they roll, a 10 gets established. You can put place bets down, but you might want to tell the dealer they're off until a point's been set. Okay, that comes off, they're working again, and then we roll. And we hit that 8. So that's when it matters, is when you get paid like that. So even though you can place these bets before the come out roll, and it's legal and it's possible, but should you? And we're going to try to answer that. So let's quickly review what a place bet is. A place bet is a wager on a specific number, usually one of the box numbers here. Okay, you've got 6 different place bets. Each number pays differently, and we've gone over the payout. This pays 7 for every 6, so it's easy math. We know 30 divided by 6 is 5 times 7 is 35. It's pretty standard. I don't even do the math anymore on that. And these bets can be taken down or adjusted at any time during the flow of the shooter that keeps rolling. So what exactly happens if you make a place bet before the point? Let's say the shooter hasn't rolled yet, and you tell the dealer, place the 8 and make it working, okay? And they would put it on. This is off. And so what happens? Here's why it's important. If you don't specify, some casinos default the bets to off, right? Because they might be, you might want to be getting ahead. The dealer has some time to do that. They're messing around at the other end of the table waiting for the shooter to shoot. Maybe there's heavy prop action going on in the center. But if you don't, that's kind of what we would see. But if you say those are working, that's what would happen. So keep an eye on this lammer and make sure it's to what you want for that next roll. So let's talk about the danger. On the come out roll, the most likely number to roll is 7. And technically, that's on every single roll because 7 has the most combinations. Its most common outcome with the two dice, and if it hits, your place bets would all get wiped out. You lose before a point is even set. So it's kind of very bittersweet that you're not even getting a chance and you're losing. So it's, like I said, you can do it if you're up and winning and the game's doing, the flow of the table's doing really good. So then again, 7 usually shows up about 22% of the time. And that is quite a bit to be taking a risk. So, maybe you have this thing and you just got to place at 8. But if you went 110 inside, that would be the minimum for a $25 table. That's a lot of risk you're putting on just to get into the action a little bit earlier. If you're a beginner or even if you're an intermediate player, placing bets before the point is like jumping into traffic without looking both ways. The odds are stacked against you. You're exposing your place bets to the most dangerous roll in the game, which is to come out. Once the point is established, you can target specific numbers in this box for place bets. And we'll do some roll throughs here, and we'll see how it goes by placing the bets beforehand. So if you're itching to get in, the best thing to do is stick with that pass line because that protects you against the 7 on the come out roll. You also get paid for an 11. You do lose on 2, 3, and 12, but we know that those numbers, there's fewer combinations the farther you get out. So if a 7 is here, we're talking way out here. So the farther we get out, the combinations get fewer and fewer. If you do want to place a bet before the point, here's the right way. You can say, for example, place the 5 and make it working, or I want the 6 and 8 working on the come out. That, you can't even get any more specific than that. You can just say, hey, this is what I want. I'm on. And that's what you'll see when the puck's off. This lets the dealer and the boxman kind of is overseeing the game. Lets both of those two individuals, stickman will probably know, but usually the stickman's got other duties that they're concentrating on. So let's do some rolls, okay? We're set up here. We're coming out. Let's get some new dice in action. All right. Three craps, 3. All right. We lose that one. We are playing the pass line. 6 the hard way. All right. So we know we're on. We know we're going to get paid 35. And so what do? You've got this down here. So you could just move that bet over and rack that money. And that's your odds bets. And let's go. $12 craps midnight. Hard 4. Looking for a 6 for the win. 8. All right. Easy 8. All right. That pays 70. But we're gonna take the 5 and 9, and we're gonna roll. 6, winner. All right. So with that, standardized odds, that wins 175. We'll rack that. And we are going to say we're off here, but we're working our place bets, okay? Let's come out, roll. Let's go. And 7 out. All right. That's classic stuff. We get paid on the pass line. We lose $60, $85 on that roll. And that's one of the reasons why you don't necessarily do that. We'll do one more point, and then we'll close out this episode. 4. All right. So 4. 3 times odds. 10 the easy way. 4, winner. All right. So we know we'll get paid 175 again. We'll pick that out. Rack it. And we are off, but we're working at 6 and 8. 10. 10 on the other end. All right. We have not hit anything yet. 7 out. Like I said, 7 is going to come up all the time. We didn't hit any of these on that come out roll. So down the tubes we go, and they stack them up back here. We did win some money on that, but not from those place bets. So if you do wait, I think that's the best thing to do. You've got to protect your bankroll as much as possible. And by putting that money out sooner, that's not necessarily protecting. So should you place bets before the point? Most of the time, no. It's tempting, fast, it feels exciting. But from a probability standpoint, you're putting your chips in front of statistical bulldozer. And, you know, you're losing money before a point is even set. That's where it gets a little, the rub gets a little strong. Um, the goal at craps is being able to play for an extended period of time. It's not just come in. If you want a game where you can just jump in, put some chips out, and leave, that's roulette, okay? Because that game is set up for people just coming in and out and, not messing the flow up, because this is a live action game where a shooter is a player and they're throwing the dice for a resolution. Have you ever placed your bets before the point? Did it hit big? Did you regret it instantly? So we had some regret here. I've placed some bets, usually the 6 and 8, but I've also gone inside and about 50-50. I've lost and I've won, but nothing's really ever hit big. Usually it helps me if I do win. It's either, if it is an inside number, then I move that money to odds and I fill in so I get the right full odds on that number. But that's it. For me, that's how I look at it, is if it does hit, or if it hits here, I hit a number here, I might take the winnings and put them towards the odds, but I'm going to do full odds all the time. But that's for me, that is the only reason why I would do that. So drop your experiences in the comments. We want to hear your story. And if you love having these types of breakdowns, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single lesson here at Craps University. See you on the felt.